What's up, crew? Today's coach tip is going to be all about burpee efficiency. Obviously, the CrossFit Open is coming up in just about 2 weeks. So what that means is there's more than likely going to be some burpees, which doesn't really matter much because we have burpees that pop up all the time within our class workouts. So if you're somebody who constantly rolls your eyes every time you see burpees on the menu, it's time to eliminate that feeling because you're going to get so good at these that you're just going to be like, bring it on. And we're going to talk a little bit about some scaling options and why these might feel a little bit more difficult for you. So here's what we got going on. When we talk about burpees, we're going to be jumping over the barbell. So we got burpees over the barbell, we got burpees over a dumbbell, and then we also have burpees over the box. So I'm going to go through all of those. So when we're talking about consistency here or efficiency, yes, we want to be consistent within our breathing pattern and our movement pattern. It should be the same pattern every single time. Anytime that you have to take an additional step, we're wasting energy, we're slowing down our transition times, and we're going a lot slower. It's going to be important when we're racing against the clock. So what we're looking at for today, when we hop down into our bottom position, we're going to think about popping up and guiding my foot towards the plates. So here's what that looks like. Land down, you'll notice that my head is close to the bar. When I pop up, I'm going to be here, okay? Notice this foot is going to be close to these plates, so that way I could jump up, turn midair, and I'm already ready for my next set. So that's going to be your burpee over the bar. We, of course, can do the same thing stepping out. Here, we could do this, here, and then here. The step up is going to be a little bit slower, but it helps you maintain that pacing. Okay, so it's a great technique to jump in early, especially if you have a lot going on, and usually doesn't slow you down as much as you might think. Burpees over the bar. Next, we're going to go into burpees over the dumbbell. With burpees over the dumbbell, we're going to be thinking about dropping down so that way our hip is in alignment with the head of the dumbbell. That way when you jump up, your feet are right next to the dumbbell. You don't have to think, you hop right over. When we're thinking about consistency within these movement patterns, we're trying to eliminate any overthinking. You're already trying to survive, right? The last thing we want to do is overthink these things. So the more consistent you can become in your movement pattern, the better you're going to be, the more efficient you're going to be, the more automatic these movements are going to feel. Let's talk about the burpees over the box. This is going to be very similar to the barbell in the sense of, let's call the back of the box here, this is going to represent the weights on the bar. When we drop down, same thing, face is close to the box, jump up, still landing in a staggered stance. My front leg is going to be towards those plates. We jump up, we could do a quarter turn, I'm facing in this position, and I can step back down, okay? If you're somebody who struggles doing burpees coming off of the ground, then it's very likely that there's a hip mobility issue going on. Burpees are an essential movement. It could be life-saving movement, and it's something that consistently pops up. So let's talk about why you might be struggling to get out of the bottom position of the burpee. If you're somebody who has to scale to this position and they get here, look at all of the mobility I need out of this hip. I need to be able to get in and out of this position to get here. And it's essentially a lunge off of this leg. If I'm tight and restricted, this is going to feel really difficult for me. So here's what I want you to do. If you fall into this category, I want you to show up to class 5 minutes early, get a black band just like this, put it on the rig just like this. We can step right inside of it. You're going to put it right into your hip joints, right in the corner. You're going to lunge forward. You're going to get here, and you're just going to simply move your knee in and out. You can put your hand there. You can lunge in and out like this. Spend about a minute working the joint, okay? That's gonna free up some range of motion in the hips, and it's gonna get you set up to get some burpees. All right, so try out these tips. Let me know how they feel, and happy burpees. See you soon.